Hello, welcome back to another edition of our Simpsons season review. If you haven't seen any of our other videos, please feel free and check them out. In this video, we move on to Season 2, Episode 9, Itchy and Scratchy and Marge. The episode first aired on December the 20th, 1990.
Now, for the viewing figures for this one, it actually dropped in viewing figures from the previous episode. Still a decent number, 22.2 million.
Yeah, still decent.
But I'd probably put that down to the fact of, like we said previously, they've just done a couple of episodes centred around Bart in the title, so maybe the fact that Bart's not in the title, maybe less people wanted to watch it, sort of thing.
Maybe because you have popularity, like we said in the previous video.
Yeah. But yeah, this episode, as the title alludes to, it's basically a Marge-centric episode.
Marge and basically Maggie in some sort.
Yeah, Maggie sets the story up, but yeah, it's basically Marge taking on cartoon violence, or what she perceives as programs being too violent, sort of thing. Basically, just sets it up, opens up with Marge just being the housewife that she is, seasoning pork chops, even though she seems to be putting a lot of spice on these pork chops.
Yeah, she does, yeah.
I can't remember half of them. It's like rosemary and thyme and all this, and turmeric, and there's others that basically... It's about 5 or 6 different spices. Like how much...
I won't know, I'm not a chef.
Yeah, it's just like you're putting... I mean, I know you want to give flavour, but again, about 5 or 6 different spices. I imagine that would sort of... Well, they make it colourful, but...
Yeah,
again,
it would make it colourful.
But yeah, this is just to lead up to Homer deciding he's going to build Marge a spice rack. Because
very badly.
Yeah, basically, yeah. He's got all these tools, he's got DIY books, but basically, at this point, it's not hints at, it's basically heavily points at that Homer's not a DIY expert and never done any form of DIY. So, again, why he suddenly decided that he wants to suddenly build a spice rack. I mean, I know he's doing it for Marge, but it still seems a bit random and out of the blue.
Yeah, it is.
But yeah, in the meantime, the kids are watching Itchy and Scratchy. I think even up to this point, Itchy and Scratchy haven't really been front and centre, had they?
No, it hasn't.
Because previously, even though they have done programmes focusing on Bart and his love of his TV shows, have been more crusty. I think this is the first time that Itchy and Scratchy's really being shown as being something that the kids are into.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically...
And it's one of the first ones, technically, where Maggie's sat there watching it with them.
Yeah, she don't really do it in future. I mean, there is a couple, but yeah, one of the first instances of her watching shows with them, because other episodes have been shown, yeah, she watches children's programmes, but she watches stuff like the Happy Little Elves sort of thing.
Yeah, she does, yeah.
But maybe that's the case of, like, she sees the violence on here and decides to reenact it, because it's just like... She's watched it, but not something she normally watch, sort of thing.
She picks up the mallet to hit Homer, but wouldn't that be a bit too heavy for a little kid baby her size anyway?
Must have superhuman strength. But again, Halloween special at some point revealed that she's Kang's daughter.
Yeah, that's
so maybe
true,
that's where
yeah.
she gets the strength from. Prelude to that one.
Maybe.
But yeah, from this point, it's like Marge is questioning where Maggie would even learn this sort of thing. And then at the same point, the kids are still watching Itchy and Scratchy. So Marge just comes to the realisation that cartoon and cartoon violence has led to this. So this basically just leads to her campaign to basically take on Itchy and Scratchy.
Single-handedly at first.
Yeah, single-handedly. She basically... bans the kids from watching it to begin with, which again, sensible, would have been the more sensible thing to just lead with and just leave it at that. But again, it won't make an episode if it just did that. She then decides she's going to campaign outside the Itchy and Scratchy studios. She's also written to both Krusty and Roger Myers.
Then she gets a snotty letter back.
Yeah, he calls her a screwball.
Yeah.
She's annoyed at this, but then I'll show him what a screwball can do. Tracks the kids along for it as well, kids and Homer.
But Bart changed his sign to "Don't ban Itchy and Scratchy."
Yeah. In the meantime, because we've been banned, Bart is invited to watch Itchy and Scratchy at Millhouse's, and then strangely, Lisa is watching it at Janie's.
Yeah.
It's like, well, really? She's not got any... So for this episode, she's got friends.
And that's what I don't get.
But again, that seems to be canon. When they want to, Lisa's got friends. Although most episodes, it's like, either she's a loner or they just do sort of have little mentions of the fact of, being friends and all this sort of thing.
And in this episode, Homer's gone back to not caring about Bart.
Well, the kids in general.
Yeah.
And to be fair, it's a case of no wonder he got hit by Maggie. He doesn't even know she exists half the time.
Yeah.
So basically gets stuck on there. But surprisingly, this gathers support. A lot of the other parents get involved and other adults. I think I saw Agnes Skinner in the crowd of protesters as well.
Yeah, I saw that.
And this leads to Marge going on late night TV Smartline.
Yeah.
You got Krusty, you've got Roger Myers.
Outnumbered, weren't she, to be honest?
Yeah, basically, Marge is being asked questions by Kent Brockman, and Roger Myers keeps on jumping in, basically like there's nothing wrong with it, even though Marge tries to bring him up on it, like, oh, I was being asked a question, not you. Tries to get Krusty's opinion, and he just, because he's nervous, he just starts laughing. So it doesn't really go anywhere.
Well, he doesn't take it seriously, does he?
Exactly. So the animators and Roger Myers, being the adults that they are, decide they're going to work Marge into the next Itchy and Scratchy cartoon. Even though this is strange, he seems to be churning out these cartoons quite quickly.
I know, exactly.
Because in real life, we obviously know, whether we knew back then, but we now know now that you take Simpsons, for example, it takes, what did he say, 7 to 8 months to do a single episode.
Yeah, it is. Something about that.
And with this, it just seems like, they have the idea, and within a day or two, it's on the screen. So it's like, doesn't make any sense. Plus, at this point, even though Homer's become a supposed victim of Itchy and Scratchy, he's laughing his head off when the squirrel, Marge being portrayed by the squirrel, gets its head knocked off.
Yeah.
Because it's being portrayed as a nagging squirrel telling them not to do these things. But yeah, eventually, Marge gets her own way, and the violence is taken out of the programmes.
Which was terrible.
Yeah. It turns into the fact of, apparently it's put across that these animators don't know how to produce a cartoon without having violence, and need to come to Marge about how they should end an episode, because basically they got one written down where a pie gets stolen by one of them, and the other one...
No, it's an ice cream cone. But then he goes,
a
pie's easier to draw.
Yeah, and it's like, we're going to shove TNT down them, and horrible, gruesome death and all this, but it's like, we can't do that now, basically, blah, blah, blah. So then they come up, Marge gives them the idea of sharing, and then these are put into effect. They don't show, even though they've been talking about this scene, the actual episode that we see is Itchy and Scratchy sharing lemonade together. It seems a bit random, considering they've been talking about sharing pie, but then all of a sudden it turns into sharing lemonade. But yeah, this basically just leads to the kids just deciding that the cartoon's gone downhill, and basically, in a sense, Marge has won because the kids stopped watching, and basically shows all the kids of Springfield for once going outside and actually playing and actually enjoying the outside world.
Is that the way they're getting with the episode? It's a moral compass to the stories, like there's more to life than TV.
Yeah, they're putting a little bit into it, although they don't continue with it. Obviously, after this one, it is maybe a little message based saying, go outside and
big world out there, explore,
which is unusual for a TV show. And I'll just sit down and watch us all the time.
Yeah.
And yeah, basically that looks like it's going to be the end of the episode. It's like, this is the way we're going to end it. Flipping cartoon violence has been banned, but then we get the twist in the tale, the introduction of Michelangelo's David, and just because Marge has campaigned for cartoon violence to be banned, all the Springfielders that were on her side come knocking on the door wanting her to lead the charge to stop this abomination from being shown in Springfield.
But then she likes it.
Yeah.
It's history.
And then basically she gets dragged back onto Smartline. They've not done the research really with this one. Again, they jump to the same conclusions that, because she wants cartoon violence being banned, she's against this. And that's what they lead with. Why are you so against this statue? And Marge is like, well, I'm not. I like it. I think everybody should see it. And basically, this then leads to Marvin Monroe questioning her on the case of like, well, if you're for this, how can you be against cartoon violence? And it's like, it's like, okay, maybe you can sort of put them same thing, nudity of a statue and cartoon violence, but when you look at it, they're not on the actual same level.
No.
So it's like, really,
that's art, but that's a cartoon violence. There's a bit of a difference.
Cartoon violence. You wanted it banned because of Maggie hitting Homer, but then it's like, well, you actually like this statue of a naked guy, basically.
This is the first instance where we find out Marge's love for art.
Yeah.
In this episode is where we find out a love for art when she goes to the museum and sees the Michelangelo statue as well. She knows it's a lovely masterpiece, history.
Yeah, and by this point, because of that, because suddenly she doesn't disagree or agree with the protesters about it being banned, suddenly that then lifts a ban on cartoon violence and it goes back to normal. So in a sense, we understand them needing to finish the episode back at the status quo like they normally do, but really, could they not have thought of a different route to get there? It just seems a bit too far fetched. The fact of we need to bring cartoon violence back because Marge is against this, but she's not against that. So her opinion now doesn't matter. It's just like just seems a weird way to get back to the status quo, basically.
Yeah.
And basically, we end it with the kids watching Itchy and Scratchy again, which is now gone back to its normal violent state. And then we find out, although the kids haven't come to see the statue, they're going to have to come anyway because it's a mandatory thing through the school system.
Yeah, it is.
So, yeah, that's basically the episode as a whole.
Yeah, it's mainly a Marge, bit of Maggie in there, only a bit. Well, it's mainly a Marge episode.
It's Marge and...
You'll offer a slight bit in the episode.
Yeah, it's sort of Marge... It turns into sort of Marge versus Bart and Lisa, even though Bart and Lisa aren't shown to be going straight loggerheads with Marge.
It seems like they were one step ahead every time.
Yeah, it's just that case of she's trying to ban it, but they're going off and trying to watch it their own way. So yeah, first instance of both Bart and Lisa rebelling against either parent.
Yeah.
Doesn't really happen much.
No.
But yeah, moral of the story.
More to life than TV, like I said before.
Yeah.
There's a big world out there. Is it a moral to the story as well as don't believe everything you see on TV? There's cartoon violence. Just don't believe that what you see on the TV can enact in real life.
Well, in fairness, I know obviously Maggie was set up point, but shouldn't it really have been keeping Maggie away from watching it as opposed to banning?
Yeah.
Because basically you only saw Maggie attacking somebody after watching it. It weren't like Bart and Lisa or any of the other kids were doing it. So I think again you can look at it, an overreaction by a parent, one of her children who is basically a baby anyway and doesn't know any better. And again, hasn't developed into knowing it's not real. If it had been Bart or Lisa, then yeah, fine, you could sort of you could understand it, but it's Maggie.
Yeah.
She's a baby, she can't even talk yet, so how the hell is she going to know that you shouldn't be hitting people over the head with mallets? So yeah, another underlining one of the case of just, you might be able to change the world, but then, again, it goes back to normal eventually.
Yeah.
And
there's always going to be obstacles in your way.
Yeah.
Basically. Another good thing about the episode is the way Marge has a caring aspect of her character in this episode. that she cares about the well-being of children through cartoon violence.
Yeah, it's a share. Yeah, it's a caring aspect there, but again, it's still the case of kids still want to watch it. So it's like, yeah, in a sense, yeah, care inside, but still, the kids don't want to be told what to do when it comes to that sort of thing. But yeah, Marge going a bit OTT with it though. Do you reckon, just trying to get it banned?
Yeah, it did go OTT.
But then again, she was then met with such resistance from the animation and the cartoon industry side of it.
You can see why she wanted to get it banned, but it did go a bit OTT.
Yeah, but then obviously not good responses to the fact of just like, oh, writing a character in her image in the episode, basically not letting her speak on the late night show, just basically trying to put across of two versions of the same argument, basically.
Yeah, they are.
Marge wants to ban it, but at the same point, the creators don't see anything wrong with it.
I'm surprised as well, when they were protesting outside the Itchy and Scratchy building, you actually saw Mo protesting as well. I don't know if you saw that. I think you can see Mo protesting as well.
To be fair, I think that's happened a couple of times. I think it's one of these. Mo seems to get involved in these parent things.
He doesn't care about that. He doesn't care about the kids getting...
Or is this an early indication of, oh, Marge is doing something, so I want to show my support because of his feelings for her, even though it's not established here yet?
Yeah, maybe.
Obviously, later on, you could possibly use it as a case of, yeah, he's got feelings for her. Maybe this is the seeds being planted early. Because again, it does come out a bit left field of Mo being there to process against violence. I mean, he's not exactly the most unviolent person in the world. He only know how many people...
Well, he'd shoot his own friends.
Exactly. Pull guns on people, threaten them. He's not exactly the nicest person in the world.
Keep Barney to be an alcoholic.
Yeah, it is one of those random out of left field ones. I mean, in a sense, with Agnes being there, I mean, maybe she's there.
I know, that's another one as well, yeah.
It's like, in later episodes...
I don't think it's the first time she's protested either. She's done it in the later episodes as well.
Yeah, possibly. But it's just a case of she hasn't really come across as being a great child-friendly person anyway.
No.
So, I don't know, maybe it's just like, throw as many Springfielders in there and not really think of the backstory sort of thing is all I can think of there.
Yeah.
Definitely with Mo, it is a weird one for that one.
The scene where Maggie attacks Homer with the mallet is a recreation of the infamous shower scene from Psycho.
Yeah.
And also, including that, the music does play again when Maggie is about to stab Homer with a pencil.
Yeah. Did he also play it when she's trying to give him a treat? Because when you show the sharing of the lemonade episode, that's it. She gives him a lemonade. Did he play it then as well, or is it just the scream he does in that?
I think it's a scream. I think.
But yeah, Homer being scared of his own child as well. She's trying to give him something nice, and he screams his head off.
Yeah,
what she's done.
Yeah, and Roger Myers saying the screwballs have spoken is actually a reference to Richard Nixon's famous saying, "The voters have spoken, the bastards." Literally. The scene with the children playing outdoors to the music of Beethoven's Sixth Symphony is a reference to Disney's Fantasia. The children whistle whitewashing a fence during the Fantasia sequence could be seen as a reference to the adventures of Tom Sawyer.
True, yeah.
So there's a lot of references in the episode. That's what you do in the early ones. Well, you do it in the late ones a bit, but they're mainly just copied from movies, aren't they, basically?
Yes, even back here, they were doing sort of maybe first instance really of them doing cultural references sort
Yeah,
of thing. Other little things to pick up on, when Homer's making the spice rack, when he picks the hammer up, you can still see the price tag on it.
Yeah, you
It's
can,
obviously
yeah.
a great indication of like, yep, there you go, just hammering home the fact.
Yeah, pardon the pun.
Yeah, that he's not actually used it before anyway. This is also the first episode where Marge's name appears in the title. So we've already had, obviously, Homer and Bart. I think has Lisa had one yet?
I'm not too sure.
Yeah, but again, Marge doesn't really have many.
No.
Also, when Krusty's trying to read Marge's letter, he's not able to understand the words and throws the letter away. Again, hinting at his lack of being able to read his dyslexia.
Yeah, it has been known about in the previous episodes or later on in the series, hasn't it, I think?
Yeah. And then just some of the signs that you saw when they were protesting. First one, I'm protesting because Itchy and Scratchy are indirectly responsible for my husband being hit on the head with a mallet. Obviously, Marge is.
Yeah.
Then Maggie's is stop me before I kill my father again. Also, please ban violent cartoons. Next time I might not be so lucky. So another victim of this.
Yeah.
Ban Itchy and Scratchy. Erase Itchy and Scratchy. Join the SNUH or Snuff, I think they called it in the episode. Save the cartoon animals. Bit random on that.
And that was quite a good one. I like that one the best.
Destroy all violent people. Again, another random one, because it's like the process of it against a cartoon cat and mouse, but you want to destroy violent people. Death isn't funny anymore. Were they really killing each other? It was more hurting each other in the episodes.
It was, yeah.
Bring back Wagon Train. What a random one that was.
Exactly.
What if a cat blew up and no one laughed? And then...
Would you laugh at that, though?
Yeah. Oh, if it was a real cat, yeah.
Yeah.
You wouldn't laugh at it. And then a final one, cancel Krusty, but the cancel is spelled with a K, not a C.
Yeah.
Because of course, we've basically the double K of
Yeah.
Krusty as well. Also, though, debut appearances. Roger Myers Jr. First appearance. Apparently Sideshow Mel's first appearance as well. I didn't realise. I thought he'd been in earlier episodes.
I know, so did I.
But again, Sideshow Bob being the main one in the first one.
Ah, yeah,
and maybe
true. Yeah.
not really panned out on Krusty too much. And also one of Krusty's sidekicks, Corporal Punishment.
Yes.
But again, he's just a bit part player in it sort of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you say, along with those signs was also Bart, like you said earlier on, Bart rewriting one of the signs as well.
Yeah.
Was it the council?
Don't cancel it in Scratch. Yeah, said that before, but yeah, he says that. Yeah, that was a good bit, that, to be honest. So, that's it for the episode in general.
Pros and cons?
Yeah, let's start with the negatives first.
Marge is just...
Too controlling.
Yeah, basically the lengths she's going to try and cancel the show. As I said earlier on, the fact of if it was Bart or Lisa, then you could sort of understand trying to ban it. But again, not actually. It doesn't seem like she's understanding the fact that it's Maggie, a baby who is only acting what she sees. So stop Maggie from watching it. Just ban the whole thing for all the other children, because they don't seem to have been hitting the parents over there. Because even with that other victim, I think that one was hinted at as well, that the other guy at the protest who'd been hit with a mallet, that was from a baby as well, not from a child. So it's
it was.
Sort of the whole premise of like ban Itchy and Scratchy. Basically, the kids of Springfield are being punished because of a baby reenacting something on TV, like you say, managing to pick up a hammock that it shouldn't be able to pick up anyway.
I know, it's too heavy.
And yeah, it's just a case of maybe not try and ban it, maybe just take your baby away when it's on.
Exactly.
Or tell your other children to not watch it when so yeah, it just seems to add a bit of stupidity to the episode there.
Another negative, and I think it is a main negative. Marge wants to do the right thing to try and ban it, but yeah, she went too far. But the way she was outnumbered on TV. Now, you do see it on like political shows in the UK. I don't know if you see it in America as well, but people do
Probably,
get,
because
people do get signalled out. It's like we have this question time in the UK where you have like a politician on the actual stage, they're saying his views, but then you have a lot of the audience who are against that and the other people on the panel against it.
Yeah.
It felt like that on this sense where Marge was trying to do the right thing, concerned about children's welfare, when she was actually outnumbered on the actual show itself.
Yeah. Kent Brockman should have really stepped in a bit there and actually told Roger Myers to let Marge speak, sort of thing.
Yeah.
It's as if Kent Brockman's like wanting her to be railroaded as well, being drowned out basically. But yeah, as we said before, Krusty just doesn't bring anything to that discussion anyway.
But then he brought Dr. Marvin Monroe into it.
And he's pro Itchy and Scratchy
Yeah,
as well.
exactly.
So it's
his guilty pleasure.
Yeah, so it is, like you say, it's like she's being outnumbered, which again, maybe happens on some debate shows, but normally there would be...
Well, it happens in the UK, and it'll happen in America, probably, I should imagine.
Someone should be there. I mean, Kent Brockman's role should have been to be the adjudicator, basically, of letting both parties speak, as opposed to just like, letting the other person drown out the person that they're actually speaking to. Other negatives? Possibly the ending to it. Just the fact of they've banned cartoon violence, but they bring it back just because Marge isn't against something else.
Yeah, that's true. That can be a negative.
Which that isn't the same thing as what she's banned. Yes, it's something that other people don't agree with, but they're basically saying, it's basically coming across as, we've got to bring cartoon violence back because Marge isn't against everything, which seems a bit stupid, because if she's against everything, then nothing should be allowed in the world.
Yeah. Another negative bit was like when they're protesting, but then Bart and Lisa say they're going to their friend's house and Marge doesn't actually twig what time Itchy and Scratchy's actually on. And she just lets, you can go, yeah.
Yeah, the coincidental things there, yeah. Other negatives, or move on to positives?
We'll move on to the positive side of it. Positive side, major one, Marge, trying to protect the children.
Yeah, even if it's slightly...
too controlling, but...
Yeah.
Her heart was in the actual right place.
But yeah, basically, again, is she trying to make up from the previous episode where she didn't have any mothering instincts?
Well, they have gone back to normal now, haven't they? Homer's got his brain back and then Marge has got his, so...
So, yeah. Maybe, like you say, being too much of a loving parent, but again, heart's in the right place.
Didn't go too far as the others did, though.
True.
Wanted to ban Michelangelo statue.
Yeah. So, yeah.
She knew there was a line where that's art. There's a difference.
And yeah, she was at least trying to research it properly as opposed to just going, I want it banned. She actually did sit down and watch the episode just to see whether it was violent. She could have just gone, it's too violent, have it banned straight away.
To be honest, I will say Itchy and Scratchy is quite violent for a kid, in my honest opinion. It should, like, an age 10-year-old or less be watching that sort of a cartoon. Yeah, you've got Tom and Jerry, but...
It's not as violent.
No, that seems to be a bit more 18-plus kind of a cartoon.
Yeah, but again,
Itchy
I think when it
does
comes
anyway.
to Itchy and Scratchy, that's the only one of the few times where they try and show these kids as being more mature with it.
Yeah.
It's like you say, the 8 to 10 years old, but the kids seem to be a lot more grown up. Okay, there might be other episodes where they might put stuff in where they don't know the ways of the world, but when it comes to Itchy and Scratchy, they seem to come across as older kids, sort of thing.
Yeah, they do.
Because like I said previously, I don't think there's ever been instances of any of those going off and causing violence and chaos because of what they've seen. They just see it as the violence being funny.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe that could be seen as a negative for the Itchy and Scratchy as a whole, just the way the kids are portrayed with it. Like you say, normal 10-year-old probably see that and then decide to go off and hit people or recreate it.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas for Bart, Lisa and the rest, it's sort of like they just laugh at it. Just a side note with that one, really.
Yeah. Any other positives?
Can't think of any, to be honest. It's a weird episode, to be honest, when you look at it as a whole. Just the fact of the way Marge goes a bit gung-ho. So yeah, I don't think there's much else to add to that, really.
There's not really. Well, I think that's it for the episode. If we've missed any negative or positive, or you want to add something else about the episode, please comment down below.
Like, share, subscribe.
And we'll see you in the next video.